covering the northern Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Changes are coming soon to a popular area on Grand Bahama. Tonight, the executive director of the Grand Bahama Port Authority shares how they plan to enhance this community. Shashina Rolf-Farquharson has the story.
Executive of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Rupert Hayward, says that there are multiple plans on the table for the Freeport area. While he says that they cannot discuss all the details, he shares a major initiative to revitalize the Pioneers Way area.
Take Pioneers Way from Coral Road to Eastmore Drive as a test case because we think it needs a lot of work. And we have spoken to the MP for Pine Ridge, Frederick McAlpine, who was extremely enthused by the plans that we had for engaging the community, and we plan on working with him, having a town hall meeting with the residents so we can hear their concerns, to say how can we help you clean up your community, because it is about engaging the people who we work with, the people who we live next door, to make sure that we can not only clean it up, but we can keep it tidy afterwards.
He says that they are also looking at incentive programs to encourage residents to beautify their community.
Where we can create environmental ambassadors on that street. Maybe we can have rewards for people who have kept their house and their yard in a particularly good way as well. And we are going to ask the business community, the stakeholders in the community, to work with us either through the provision of materials for people in that community. Maybe Alive wants to give a SIM card for the people who do a particularly good job. The volunteers will be out there. And if we can create a successful model with Pioneers Way, we'd like to roll that out to other parts of the community.
Hayward adds that there are also plans underway to improve Queens Highway.
We recognize it's fallen into particularly bad disrepair over the last few years. It is a main tourist arterial route. The buses come from the harbour down that road as well. But it's a big part of our community. We need it to be looking in better shape. Now, Troy McIntosh has put a budget together to put new curbs, upgrade the curbs on that street, put new landscaping in, put pullovers or lay-bys in place so that the road and the through flow of traffic works better as well. And then we're going to go out and we're going to engage the community, the business owners, to say, how can we help you fix up your yard? How can we help you with the trash there? How can we solve some of the unsightly things that are there?
He says some government officials have also committed to assisting in this venture as well.
In other news, medical practitioners getting an opportunity to learn more about their specialty in areas of medicine. Each week, medical education sessions are held in the foyer of the hospital. During a recent session, attention was directed to gynecology and oncology. The special guest, Dr. Troy Gatcliffe, a gynecologist and oncologist from the Miami Cancer Institute of the Baptist Health Hospital out of Miami. Medical Chief of Staff Dr. Paul Ward says the sessions are an essential part of professional development.
I've known Troy for many years and we're pleased to have him here. As you are aware, continuing medical education is a very important aspect of our professional career in medicine, and physicians are lifelong students. We have to maintain educational credits to satisfy the Bahamas Medical Council for our licensure. So this is an opportunity for all the physicians to participate in this educational initiative.
Dr. Gatcliffe also brought local physicians up to date on recent advances in the treatment for ovarian cancer.
Gynecologic oncologist, it's one of the cancers that I deal with frequently. It's a relatively rare cancer in the world of cancer on the whole, but it's a pretty significant gynecologic cancer killer because very often it's diagnosed late. It is most commonly diagnosed at stage 3. So I was discussing with the physicians this morning in their CME lecture important recent advances in the sequencing of treatment in terms of surgery and chemotherapy and when to do those, and then also in a new class of drugs that is now available and been FDA approved in the United States within the last few years, some as recently as this year, a class of drugs called PARP inhibitors.
President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilton, addressing the idea of corporal punishment being taken out of the public schools. While on a recent trip to Grand Bahama, the BUT leader noted that the matter has not been discussed with union officials, and as it stands, the teachers union supports corporal punishment in schools.
If there's going to be a change or a move toward removing corporal punishment, then there has to be consultation with the union. The policy needs to be made clear to us as to how we move forward. There has to be constructive measures of discipline that you will use to replace corporal punishment. So to me, that's a topic for a whole discussion.
Wilton recalled a UNESCO policy implemented in 2001 in which the Bahamas government agreed to take corporal punishment out of the hands of teachers and place it in the hands of principals and persons designated by principals. She says corporal punishment, if not carried out in an abusive manner, is not a bad form of discipline, as many believe it is.
I know that corporal punishment, the mere definition of it is a deliberate act to cause pain. But when you think about a preschooler or a child in a lower primary school, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, even parents at home, if they say to their child, don't touch that, and they give them a little spanking is fine. Now when you talk about abuse, well, that's a different topic for another day. But corporal punishment works, and I could tell you I got a lot of it. So it works, although there are other methods of discipline.
A local organization getting an opportunity to perform in Toronto, Canada next month. The Fine Arts Institute School of Gifts and Talents Community Choir will take 30 young students to Canada for a gala fusion where the Bahamas' independence will be celebrated. Board member Bonnie Baston says while in Canada, the group will be able to display their talent on an international level while promoting the Bahamas, and she's asking for the public's support.
We really need support and help, as it is costing each student about $1,000 per person to go over there. And we're just making a general plea to the public, no matter how small it is, if you can just come out and support some of the events we're going to be having, a stakeout. We're going to be having a $1 day on the corner, and we will be out in front of various business places singing and performing with a bucket for people to just, give a little donation. And this is such a great, awesome opportunity for these young students. As you know, performing arts in the Bahamas, in my opinion, is not being pushed to the level that it should be pushed.
Board member Sanadia Smith says the students will have a chance to be exposed to another culture.
I think this is also a great opportunity for them, and also we'll be able to visit some colleges and some schools where they can learn more about them and obtain scholarships that way abroad.
Now, the choir is set to travel to Canada on July 18th through the 23rd. If you would like to assist them, you can contact telephone numbers 805-9991, 438-9272, or faibahamas@gmail.com. Don't go away. A look at sports is next, right after this break.